Welcome to the Gerudo Desert. It is full of electricity, and these guys having a party. Let's mess with their party. In the only way I know how. Yeah, that's the problem with those dudes. They just radiate electricity when you hit them.
I hate them so much.
This place is pretty vicious.
So am I.
And they don't even mess around either, because it's just like black bokoblins too. You don't really see the blue or red ones.
No, this place is not your friend.
I imagine most people didn't come here first time, so it's probably just a game following your trajectory.
Yeah.
So, I have started to be on the lookout for a chest buried like that. Any guesses on to how many times I bapped myself in the head?
Most.
I would have also accepted too many.
It's funny, I never managed to do that. There's just, I don't know, something about you and head trauma in this game, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, once you get hit on the head once, it's bound to happen again.
Well, you're kind of working at a disadvantage after that point, because of all the brain cells you've killed.
Or one of those runaway loser games.
Can't stop! I'm slightly concussed. Oh, hello.
Kind of hard to make a camel intimidating.
Guys, we need to create a monumental weapon of war. What do you think we should do for the desert? Like maybe some kind of lizard, maybe, or I don't know, like a wolf.
I like camels.
No, look, we're not. I told you, we're not doing. Oh, don't do What's intimidating about a camel?
Come on, Larry, let's make a giant Molduga. Those guys are everywhere. They're horrible.
Right, Moldugas are terrifying. We could do that. No, camel.
Camel spit on me once. It was humiliating.
So scared of them.
They're the worst. We're doing camels.
There's a whole lot of sandstorms around here. Hello.
Oh, Savota.
It's our first Gerudo. I think this is their first time properly returning since Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. They've had a bit of a change. They're still a warrior race, but now they're more merchants than thieves.
Oh.
Which I feel like is still replacing one desert tribe stereotype with another, but at least it's not as awful a one.
Huh?
I predict we'll get plenty of awful in the next half hour.
I like the Gerudo a lot.
They're pretty cool. They're buff as hell.
Yeah, every one of them has ripped as fuck abs. And you can see right in the back there, this is the main reason I'm even in this area, because there is a memory here. Right here in the Bazaar. This is one of the few places in the desert that is always a decent temperature. Elsewhere, it'll either be blazing hot during the day or very cold at night.
Just like a real desert.
The power of palm trees, I guess. They haven't changed those tapestries in 100 years. So a reminder, I am doing these roughly in chronological order, so this is shortly after Zelda just told Link to fuck off. Give me a hug.
Guys, I can't see through the mask. Who are we stabbing?
Oh, me. Blech.
she doesn't like him so much, why do they have matching clothes?
That's just the uniform. Paya's right. His hair's amazing.
These little dangly mutton chops are way better than mine.
Father wants me to tie mine back. So that's pretty much that's the moment where Zelda and Link connected. And I like that there's a moment like that.
Oh, he's here to help.
Oh, he's a good guy. He's on my side.
Are you terrorizing this poor Goron?
I need some wood.
Palm wood, though.
He's talking about that sandstorm in the back. I think it mostly dies down at night.
When he's sleeping.
Yeah, they say that all that really happens when you go in a sandstorm is you can't see anything and your radar just goes fuzzy. You can't tell where anything is, but you don't really get lost. You could still keep moving and eventually get to where you're going, if you know where it is.
Yeah, it's just really disorienting.
Where are you getting all this damn money from?
Sell gems, man. Just do it. Always get gems and then always sell them.
I like this dude. His name's just Guy.
Not in there!
He did mention the Gerudo greeting is Savota. Sometimes it's also like Savak. It changes depending on the day, but I like that they integrated a unique Gerudo language. They still speak English, roughly, but they have their own terminology depending on who you are and what time of day it is. It's a nice touch.
Which is interesting because nobody else does.
Let's actually get better acclimatized out here. Let's get some heat resistance.
Love it every time.
Savota.
Their term for men is vo, and their term for women is vi. Now, of course, the Gerudo are still an entire race of only women, which I guess logically makes sense for how that plays into their culture. But it's still a little strange that so many of them are obsessed with trying to find a man. It's like, just let them be women. There has to be lesbian Gerudos. They can't all be looking for men.
Well, yeah, but they don't need to leave.
Here's your dramatic piano elixir.
Did you hear the neat song when I made it?
Oh, well.
Shark attack!
Oh. Oh no. Sharks out.
Isn't that the guy that wrote the thong song?
And if you're in need of some hydromelons, which is like the default fruit for making chili elixirs, this lady sells a bunch of them.
Bazaar.
There's like only 3 ages for the Gerudo. One is very young children, one is adult, really tall women, and other is now also small but really old women. It's like there's no midpoint.
Rivali's gale is now ready.
Now, I don't need to go up here, but I'm me. I need to climb everything.
You did it.
Look at the dead thing out there. There's quite a few of them.
I knew the memory was here, and that's the first place I went to go look for it. Like, it's gotta be somewhere inconvenient and hard to reach.
Nope, it's at the entrance.
It's slightly to the north of the oasis.
And then out there is the Gerudo town. And we can actually see some Gerudo and some merchants walking in between them. Of course, all the merchants that aren't Gerudo are men, and they're trying to get into Gerudo town, but they're not allowed in.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, that was surprisingly forthcoming of you.
I could be with the Yiga clan lady.
You mean the clan of people who are really good at disguising themselves as travelers?
Link's got an honest face.
Well, the top half of one at least.
Oh, now I'm burning.
Sure, not just like hungover.
I had a good night.
So you do actually sink in the sand a little bit when you're walking on it. Slows you down.
There's actually a pair of boots we can get later on that prevent that. Same case with snow. Merchants aren't really dressed for the desert. Too many long sleeves. Then again, I'm not really dressed for it either. I'm just gonna assume it's semi-thin fabric.
All those merchants are kept going by their desire for a hot Gerudo wife.
You're not fooling anyone.
I want a wife that could kill me in her sleep.
Same though.
Well, I mean, who doesn't?
I see you, Liz Alphos.
Yeah. Nice.
Donk.
Underwhelming. Hey! Hey! How dare you!
What do I use? What's more expendable? Fine. What? I think I destroyed his drops.
Oh.
Oh no, I just knocked them away.
And then ignored them, because you hunt for sport.
I murder Lizalfos for funsies.
Just making sure. There are actually mimic Octoroks. And they turn up a lot in the desert.
Oh god, Octorok chests, yeah, those took me by surprise. Like, huh, why isn't this chest buried like all the rest? Thump.
I laughed like crazy. It was just like, whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh god, they fucking Zoidberg themselves all the way across the map when you find them. I don't think they actually spit at you, they just run.
Yeah.
No, they just run away.
Well, they run into you first.
Right.
It's like FEO knees.
What is this here? I feel like this is supposed to be a ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
So when you sand surf, do a sick kickflip and then shoot the Lizalfos in the head.
Oh, we'll be doing sand surfing. There is sand surfing, and it's fantastic.
It's real good.
All these women are too tall and buff. I gotta get out of here. I'm intimidated. Ah!
And there they are. We can call it poppin', or we can call it blending in well with the desert.
It's the Wii U. Take what you get.
Now you actually need to talk to this dude before you can get into the town.
Are you spying?
Even on the Switch, if you're playing it undocked, the draw distance isn't fantastic.
Ah.
Oh, really?
I Bet there's some, stealth section, like all the other Gerudo sections.
Oh yeah, you can totally climb over the walls. But you get caught immediately.
Yeah. Now this is kind of a cool shrine.
Do you remember electricity?
In some of the other shrines, you can actually see there's a metal chest back there. In all the other ones, that would just be an optional thing. But this entire shrine is you using every metal object to complete circuits. Once you complete one, you get another metal object, and you use those to complete the next circuit, and so on until you finally open the door. It's got a cool progression to it.
Or just drop a bunch of metal weapons on the ground and call it a day. I am 99% sure that's what I did.
I also just like the sound when you get all of those circuits going at once. See, in other shrines, that would just be a chest, and you would get the thing, but you don't necessarily need what's in it. You can just use the chest itself for another circuit.
Yeah, I think I left the chest where it was and used the Thunderblade.
Yeah, this is a very satisfying shrine if you have that kind of bent.
Just moving everything over. I know, the big block goes in the middle there. And I think all the rest of these are just small gaps. Wait, damn it.
I will never admit that I have accidentally killed myself by trying to pick up an electrified metal barrel. I'll never admit that.
Yeah, I won't either. That would be positively shameful.
Absolutely.
And now for the last one, you only needed 2 big blocks.
My knees!
These 2 rings are metallic. I magnetized my corpse.
Now watch this magic trick. Actually, I gotta go, shriveled up old Sheikah.
Oh?
I do enjoy this, though. Since the Gerudos don't meet a lot of men, they're all incredibly awkward around them. Like, in a way that stereotypically a man would be around a woman. And it's also because they're so powerful and so dangerous, they have to be really careful, because they could hurt someone.
I mean, they can probably crack walnuts with their abs.
It's good, though.
Savak.
I like she's like, hello. Oh, you're a man. That was the wrong button. I actually wanted to chase that guy down.
But instead...
Let's steal a seal. So this is one of the best things about the desert. You ride your shield using a seal. And again, because it's sand, this does no damage to your shield. You can do this infinitely. And you can just ride these around the desert. It's the best thing.
I think it does a tiny bit of damage when you start, but other than that, because I did break a shield that had like no durability left doing this.
Action shot.
Yeah.
This is a quick way back to the bazaar.
Gotta get that cinematic camera going.
Oh, the seal does not like solid ground, though. They also don't like you, that's why I had to sneak up. I do like the noises they make, though. They sound more like pigs when they're going through the sand. Arr, 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 arr. But alright, the merchant mentioned a dude had actually been able to get into Gerudo town. And this is the real reason why I climbed up here the first time, because once you've talked to him, he spawns on top of this building. Well, I say he.
Wait a minute. That Gerudo isn't ripped. Also has a beard.
Yeah, I think it's a beard. I'm pretty sure, like, that's his actual skin tone. At first I thought maybe he, you know, browned up, which would be a lot worse. And, like, he'd just forgotten to cover his face. But yeah, that's a dude. He's cross-dressing.
No, those little, like, ah and ooh noises are somewhat masculine.
And that on its own is fine. I would actually welcome that. However, I have a few problems with how this overall plays out.
Oh.
But right now, we need our own disguise to get into Gerudo town. Everybody knows about this disguise. I will. Okay, the sexy desert music does crack me up. But yes, on one hand, I do look fantastic. Unsurprisingly, Link is... This is perhaps his most androgynous incarnation in Zelda. But I feel like, as the resident trans issues expert of the group, and I only say that half-jokingly, I do need to comment on this.
Dude, I'm a straight white cis man. You can say it non-jokingly, and I'm not going to get offended.
So yeah, unshocking reveal. But yeah, I'm not cisgender, and I'm not straight, but this is complicated. The term problematic is not unfair, I think, in this situation, because let's consider a few things. For one, Link is not implied in any way to be anything other than cis male, so we are cross-dressing, and that would be fine. But this is also genuinely a deception. We are pretending to be a woman to sneak into an area that is only populated by women. Kind of awful in that sense. On the other hand, without majorly spoiling it, there are some Gerudo who figure out that you are a man, and none of them care. So there's also that. It's messy. It isn't how I would have necessarily played this out. It kind of cracks me up that the game to handle cross-dressing the most tastefully was Triforce Heroes. Because in that one, Link wears dresses and skirts, and nobody gives him guff. The one person who comments on your outfits only gives you compliments, and then you're just off having fun adventures. But this one, I'm not ashamed to say I wear the Gerudo outfit any chance I can, because I do love the outfit. And there is a benefit to wearing it. It does protect you from the heat. And one saving grace, at the very least, we aren't going into Gerudo town just for kicks. We are actually in there because we need to in order to save the world. But the setup is not how I would have liked it. Also, I like how that lady's name was Kachu.
Bless you.
Gesundheit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where you kind of shake your head and are like, a Japanese game. Okay, so naturally they're gonna play cross-dressing for laughs.
Yep.
To be fair, they only really play it for laughs with that one dude.
Yeah.
For Link, they don't.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where the idea of a man putting on women's clothes just to invade a female-only space is not a good look.
Yeah, that's kind of the most fucked up thing for me, because it's the really bad take on the bathroom bill that you hear parroted.
That's the problem, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the awful, completely false stereotype that people have about trans people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up thing. What did you think of Link's coquettish pose when he was wearing the outfit?
I did appreciate that, actually, because it's like he appreciated being called cute.
Yeah, yeah.
He's clearly not embarrassed to be wearing this.
So I don't know. I'm willing to accept Link as, you know, for the purposes of this somewhat blank slate open world game, I'm willing to accept Link as somewhat gender fluid. That's maybe more deeper reading than the situation warrants,
Yeah.
because it's Breath of the Wild, but I don't know.
Or at the very least, like, cis male, but doesn't really care about clothes.
Sure.
He's at least comfortable enough with himself.
Now, this shrine is actually the one that... Well, not the one. It's in that sandstorm that we were just talking about. It only shows up once everyone's basically gone to sleep. So nobody's really paying attention to it. And once we've completed this shrine, the sandstorm never comes back.
It's one of them challenge dealies. Where they have a persistent weather effect.
Didn't actually realize that.
Oh.
Gotta go precarious and not electrocute myself. That took me some tries.
Jeez.
I stated it and whacked it across the gap and then walked back myself.
I think I tried to use magnesis to hold it near the power source. I thought that was the way you were meant to do it, but I suppose tightrope walking across an electric cable works too.
Ah, crap. I missed the chest. Will it be worth it?
No.
I guess. It's better than this one knight spear that I still had.
Gerudo weapons aren't particularly good. This game seems to favor just using the strongest weapon you can get.
Yeah.
There's no real benefit to quick weak ones.
My inventory is just full of elemental weapons.
I can't believe that you didn't drop the battery onto that electric floor and electrocute them in the most horrific fashion.
You know, I probably could have. I was thinking of it more in the sense that that's probably a trap for me.
Ah.
Like, just jumping down with the battery would probably electrocute me.
Oh, it totally would. It would electrocute them too.
Sacrifice the body.
Yep. Take damage to
What
save
the-
time. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Link accidentally showing off his latent psychokinetic abilities.
It's just an app.
Stay there.
Oh.
This elevator waits for a long time. Shit.
It'll get good. How you get?
It'll get good.
Bit.
That just activates an elevator in case, for whatever reason, you need to get back down.
In case you're a dumbass and you drop the battery. If it falls in the pit, you gotta go all the way back.
Yeah, so don't do that.
And they give you a lot of waiting time with these.
Yeah. Good. Oh.
But now I need to move it out of the way and not electrocute myself so I can get that chest.
Yep. Lot of waiting.
Be with you in a minute, old man.
It's okay, I've been waiting 100 years.
10,100 at least.
I'm actually super embarrassed by this. Did you know, when I did this, I didn't actually realize that there was a power pad over there that you could just put the battery on?
Did you keep the battery? What did you do?
I magnesised it against all of those power nodes to energize the chain and move along. It was extremely finicky. See, I had this whole spiel saying, oh my god, this shrine is total bullshit, it's just such a hassle to do, but it turns out that actually, I just sat on my own balls, I guess, to put it extremely delicately and tastefully.
Oh, and just for, you know, the record of how far I'm progressing, I too overflow with vigor.
So for the last 10 minutes of this part, we'll be exploring the more mountainous side of the desert and getting towards a tower that's actually not the tower for the main desert, that's the Wasteland Tower. The Gerudo region is separated between the Wasteland and Gerudo highlands, which is basically another mountain region.
Wait a minute, that wasn't a Korok.
Curious. Yeah, the Gerudo highlands are basically your, like, canyon sort of biome, and then you get the deep desert, which is just a whole bunch of, just a whole bunch of nothing.
Hope you didn't like that bow.
Well, so long.
It was a line elbow, so yeah, I did. Oh well.
What a pity.
Not really worth it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if electric is Lizalfos to, like, process waste through electricity, and every time you shoot him in the head, you're just making him poop himself a little bit.
They just have these, like, nasty electro farts.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Just, oh, excuse me, how embarrassing that I'm here at a fancy dinner party and I discharged a sphere of electricity.
Killed everyone in the room. I hate when this happens.
Sorry I exploded your television.
And your dog.
I had cheese for lunch and it never agrees with me. Oh, right in the oh no! Oh!
And a fishwife to the rescue.
Thanks, Mifa.
It is my pleasure. You look great.
Sorry I'm
Oh god.
abusing your feelings for the sake of keeping myself alive so I can continue to kill.
Oh no, I almost ran into that.
Holy potatoes.
Looked like they were all watching something. Maybe there was like a sweet show going on in the desert.
Serpentine Young Link. Yeah, they were watching this friggin' idiot climb up rock spires.
Now available on Netflix.
From the creators of Dirty Jobs. Now let's have some more fun with this dude.
Oh!
That's actually the Octorok that if you throw a rusty weapon into its mouth, it'll spit it out unrusted. I still need to remember to show that off.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
And just digest all the rest off of it. Oh, I see you're doing this the hard way.
Yeah, no. The problem with this tower, it is so tall. It's probably the tallest out of all of them. And there's no way you can climb it just on your own. You need to go to the entire top of this area.
I saw a video where they, there's this YouTube channel that does a whole bunch of, like, out-of-bounds stuff. And they out-of-bounds to the bottom of that pit. And it's just a featureless pit. And it goes down so far. But there is a bottom to it, if you're so inclined. You can totally fall down there.
No. There you go.
I think they might have a kill plane in there, though.
I would assume.
Yeah. Rivali doesn't help me too much here.
Nah.
Still, there aren't any outcroppings until the very top.
Yeah, the idea is you're supposed to sort of attack it from the top of the canyon. Or bring a lot of stamina food and have an incredible amount of patience.
I think I'm not yet at the point where my climbing gear really has much benefit. I think I do climb a little faster, though that could just be the speed up potion I just took.
Yeah, no, every piece increases it marginally. Not too much. Apparently there is a set bonus. Folks in the comments mentioned that that the set bonus makes jumping take less stamina, which is handy.
It's real nice. Well, as soon as I found a second fairy fountain, that was the first thing I did.
Yeah. Oh,
I hear music.
I hear the obnoxious sound of a concertina.
Oh man,
Now it's even more obnoxious.
is a deadbeat bird dad gonna give us another quest?
Pick up the friggin' tempo cast. Let's go.
Billy-day.
I want to hear some concertina death metal. No, concertina power metal. I want a 6-minute ballad about me killing bokoblins.
I call this the death polka.
That's like Ailstorm. So personally, the text here says stuff like, it's dangerous to go alone.
Oh, that's cute.
And we can see how badly the Gerudo Desert has been gerrymandered.
Yeah, wow. It very clearly defines one single canyon.
Wars have been fought over that canyon, you know.
That's the rich folks gated community.
Absolutely. I know exactly where that is, actually.
Oh. Ah.
I kicked him off of this tower.
Some say he's still falling.
I killed him to take his concertina.
It's the way of our people.
Oh.
It's actually the unknown cis sect of concertina players.
His eyeliner is magnificent.
Well, after the game's over, he starts a YouTube series on it.
I'd watch it. I'm like completely and utterly awful at eyeliner. Basically, might as well just be stabbing myself in the eye. So this is kind of the same thing as that pedestal outside Rito Village. There's a pedestal down here, and it doesn't activate until the shadow of the tower casts over it. Except we need to do something a little different than what we did with that one. So we need to wait a little while. This is sort of a callback to Ocarina of Time. After you'd completed the water temple, in order to get the fire arrows, you needed to shoot an arrow into the sun. And in this case, once the tower has crossed over this pedestal, or at least gotten close to it, we do the same thing, and that opens a shrine.
Hunt the most dangerous game. The sun.
You clearly missed. This is just a gimme. The sun is still alive.
Just give it 7 minutes, we'll see if it dies.
Well, the video ends in 2, so...
Oh, then maybe we'll never know.
Join us next time on The Sun Dies.
That's right. Join us for my 2-part series on how to taxidermy a celestial body.
Link, this is most immodest test of strength.
Link, do up your top button. This is, this is a modest test of strength, for God's sake.
Yeah, just I think called it a modest test of strength.
Like, how pissed would you be to know that your reason for being is to provide only a modest test of strength? I like to think that I'd give folks a run for their money, but maybe not. You know, maybe I am just a modest test of strength.
I don't feel like doing this. These are some pieces of this song that I'd never heard before.
Hooray!
It ain't great. It is nice and glowy.
It's a modest spear.
It's a very modest spear.
Well, let's see what we get for that modest challenge. Which it really wasn't.
Oh, what a modest reward.
Gotta tell you, I'm still salty about that major test of strength that gave you a knight's halberd.
Yeah. So next time, we'll be getting the proper tower for the desert. Then we'll explore the Gerudo town. Like I mentioned, we won't be diving into the Divine Beast story for the desert just yet. I only really came down here to get the memory, and now that I have that in the Gerudo outfit, the next part will just be a bit of exploration, and then from part 21 on, I will be focusing entirely on the memories.
Ah, so now we'll get to see exactly all the hand-wringing and self-doubt and various hero's journey phases that Zelda went through.
And then there's a short memory of Link leaving the stove on.
It's the only one where his shocked expression after the memory makes sense.
It wasn't Ganon that caused calamity. Link started the Great Fire of Hyrule.
He had just a tin of beans on the stove, and it's been there for 100 years, just getting hotter and hotter and more pressurized.
It's still on!
Why didn't they cut off my gas?
And it doesn't explode until he opens the door.
It's like Backdraft.
Leaves a crater 2 miles deep.
Only loses 2 hearts.
It releases the Calamity Beans. And then it meets Calamity Ganon. And then they get together, and Calamity Ganon releases a giant sphere of electricity.
It's a calamity can.
I would say we get some Calamity fan art.
Yeah. Please draw Calamity Chili.
Please look around your home and draw a Calamity regular object.
It's calamity chilling the crack ship of Ganon in a can of beans.
Ew.
Please, maybe, draw calamity chili.
Show us your best fart.
Which can be caused by calamity chili.